If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your morning blitz begins now.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
Let's go on a Friday.
Yeah.
Roll into the weekend. A little bit warmer today. And then we start a nice little warm-up trend. 35, 39, 48, 48, 49 rolling into next week. Yeah. So I'm A-okay with that. It's really funny. I would love to pull the security camera footage from me walking in this morning. I pulled a Wile E. Coyote this morning because our building where you park in the back, we've got the security door, but it's a double door. You walk in one door, and then immediately there's a second door.
Yes.
And every single day, that second door, something was wrong with the hinge.
Yeah, and it slammed shut.
And it had
right?
it's got this weird thin pane of glass in the center of the door, and it would always rattle.
Ugh.
And it's done that, the 3 weeks I've been here. And so this past week, I have learned to hold the door as it's shutting because I don't want to hear the rattle.
Yeah.
So today I walked in, and I grabbed my bag, and I'm walking in, and I forgot to hold the door, so I went, and I kind of scrunched up a little bit, waiting for the bang, and it never came.
It's fixed.
In the same way that Wile E. Coyote's dynamite never exploded when he put his fingers in his ears, and then nothing happens. I would love to see it, because I literally went, uh-oh, just waiting for the slam.
I said something to the engineer yesterday, and look at that. Poof, it was fixed.
And then now there's a new door hinge,
Love
the new
it.
air-compressed door hinge, so it doesn't slam. I just wanted that one. I scrunched up so big. I was like,
The sound was loud enough and unsettling enough where it really did rattle your entire body when it would happen right behind you or, I
kind of got to the point where I was waiting for the glass to shatter. I mean, it slammed pretty good. It's going to be a good day. First of all, we might avoid Armageddon, as yesterday they dramatically lowered the probability of the asteroid hitting us, because for the past couple of weeks, it's been going up and up and up.
Yes.
It got to 3.2% as of yesterday morning, and then yesterday afternoon, we are down to 0.28%.
How did they determine that this far out?
People much, much smarter than you and I.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
top secret.
And I am
But why does it keep changing?
I am no conspiracy theorist. But, I mean, was it getting to the point where they started to see a little bit of social media panic, if you will, and they're like, okay, we got to calm everyone's nerves.
Yeah.
Let's just drop this number real quick.
Did you see that movie Don't Look Up?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I
so
love
it's like
that
that's that kind of thing. They all know a disaster's coming, but they're trying to
Trying to
calm
hide it
everybody
a little
else
bit.
down. Yeah,
Hide it a little bit. I mean, in 12 hours to drop the number that drastically, and they also said it's much smaller than they think now. So I don't know. Take that for what it's worth. And finally, head out, get yourself a cake today. Put a few candles in it, or maybe just a cupcake. That's fine too, because we need to celebrate the birthday of the greatest movie villain of all time, Hans Gruber. Alan Rickman, happy birthday!
Oh yeah.
Although he passed away in 2016, but. You can still celebrate the dead.
Sure.
Oh, did he really? I didn't even realize that.
Did he pass away?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 2016. Yeah, a while ago. So. All right, let's go on to Friday. Let's get going with first giveaway of the day. Thick, what is the Blitz Morning Trivia?
All right, $25 to waterbeds and stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. There is a new movie out today, and it comes from a Stephen King short story. This looks insane. Want to know what the name of the movie is? Tell us at 99700. If you're first, we'll give you that gift card.
All right, let's get to the answer for Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right, the question was, there's a new movie out today, and it's based on a short story from Stephen King. And Kelly, I know you've read some Stephen King.
Yeah.
Did you ever read any of his books that are filled with short stories?
I've read a bunch of them.
The Monkey. You know about The Monkey?
What's it about?
It's a wind-up monkey toy that they found, and then all of a sudden a series of outrageous deaths began to happen.
Oh, I don't remember that one. Sounds good, though.
So the toy monkey is cursed.
Yeah, and then it was gone, and then 25 years later, it's back. Here's a little bit of the trailer.
You wouldn't have to remember if my aunt had a wind-up toy monkey at the yard sale.
Oh, not a cherished childhood memory now, was it?
No! The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident.
Come on.
It was a monkey. When I was a kid, my twin brother and I found something that loved to kill. I did everything I could to make it go the away, but it had other plans.
It's a toy monkey?
It's evil. It's basically the devil.
Everybody dies.
So, watching the trailer, it looks like it's a quality movie. The cast is Theo James from the Divergent series, Tatiana Maslany, you said?
Maslany.
From Orphan Black, and Elijah Wood are all in this movie. And
I was just looking over. I wanted to Google the best Stephen King movie adaptations. I'm amazed. I didn't know some of these were Stephen King adaptations. Oh. The Shawshank Redemption is a Stephen King story. I did not know that. The Green Mile I knew. Stand By Me is in there. Obviously, the famous ones, It, The Mist, Christine.
The Shining.
The Shining is his.
Christine.
Yep.
Needful Things is a fantastic movie.
Salem's Lot. Yep. Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary probably has one of the most cringeworthy scenes ever when the old man's walking up the steps and the kid is under the steps.
Yes.
Sink!
Yeah.
Right on the Achilles tendon.
Oh!
Because they did it in the Pet Sematary remake too. It was such a famous scene that they had to do the slicing. Although I don't think anything tops Misery. I would probably say that's his best movie adaptation.
Have you seen Needful Things?
I don't know.
Oh, man, that is so good. So good.
I can't get myself to watch Misery. It's just because of the ankle breaking scene.
What is that called? She says hobbling? I think it's called hobbling. Yeah. That's okay, let me rephrase. The Pet Sematary Achilles tendon is the second worst scene. The hobbling scene is the worst scene by far.
Maximum Overdrive did that one. That was Stephen King.
That's right, Maximum Overdrive. Yep, never saw it, but I know of it.
Of course, we got the soundtrack from AC/DC on that. Who Made Who?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, Jacob in Marion was the first one to text in the correct answer and has $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and stuff.
Congratulations. Real quick, let's get to this story from WSVN down in Florida. Yes, this is a WTF. What the Florida? I'm all about helping out where I can, especially if you see like an animal in distress. You see a kitten walking down the road by itself. I've picked up an injured bird before. I've seen videos of people who have helped out animals wrapped in fishing line and things like that. That's amazing. However, this is a big nope. Take a listen to the story from WSVN.
A community in Southwest Florida spotting a gator with a football in its mouth. Well, it ended up getting stuck there, and residents stepped in to help the gator.
A football lodged in this alligator's mouth for hours in Collier County Wednesday night.
Well, I saw on our local Facebook page here for Ave Maria that someone had made a post about the alligator with the football stuck in his mouth. So I came over here. I thought perhaps I might have a little plan.
Rick's little plan was to step in to save the gator from the choking hazard.
If I could get close enough to it, I might be able to pop the football with a knife, deflate it.
Aww. No. Who's going to walk up to an alligator and try and stab the football with a knife that's stuck in a gator's mouth.
Well,
I'm
it
sorry.
can't bite you, but I mean, after you stab the football and it deflates, and that thing's coming after you, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that close.
I feel like if you can poke it and then walk away and that thing deflates, that gator's going to go back to the water.
You have fancy Skechers. You can run away from everything.
No, it's nothing like that. I know. I'm not talking about outrunning him. I but he caught the ball. The Florida Gators are trying to recruit him.
Right. That's much better than anyone they have on their team. There's no way. I'm sorry. I'm not getting that close to a gator. I mean, it's that gator has one thing in its mind. That gator's already angry that he's been stuck there with his mouth open for that long.
Probably starving.
Probably scared. Yeah.
Scared. That thing is not going to say thank you afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I'd make a phone call to the appropriate authorities, but I would never deal with it on my own.
Exactly.
That's what animal control's for.
Yes, let them handle it.
He's going to be all right till they show up.
And even if he's not, sorry, gator, screw you. You're done for.
Yeah, because I'm going to be all right.
I called once because I saw like a pigeon that was in distress on my front walk. I called like the Wildlife Foundation or ODNR or something, and they're like, it's a pigeon. Like they just couldn't believe that I was so distressed at watching this thing just labor and it's breathing and it looked like it was I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I help this? And they go, it's a pigeon.
Right.
Like it's basically a rat. I was like, you're
basically a rat.
It's a flying rat.
Flying rat.
Yeah.
And they were nice, but they're just like, listen, I mean, just let it run its natural course.
Right,
like,
exactly.
It's suffering. Do I hit it with a shovel or what? I would never do that.
Just
but
Darwinism. Let it. If that gator is stupid enough to try and eat a football, sorry.
Bye-bye.
It's funny because we used to have to call animal control all the time because my father was notorious for bringing animals home. Like, I came in the house one time and there was a giant snapping turtle in the tub.
What?
Yeah. Another time, he says, come outside, and we had a 89 Taurus wagon, black Taurus wagon, and he opens up the station wagon, he opens up the back gate, and there is a raccoon in the back of the wagon, all scrunched up. He had picked it up at the park and put it in the back of the car. And at that point,
what was he going to do with it?
No effing clue.
Oh
my dad was a madman. He was not right in the head. So we had to call animal control to get the raccoon out because it was so angry it wouldn't come out of the back of the car.
Now, I've seen videos on YouTube, and it blew me away the first time I saw them, of people with pet raccoons, but I had to assume they got them as babies. Because this one guy, it would go with him everywhere. It would hop in the pickup truck, and it would sit on his shoulder as he drove down the road.
No.
It's crazy.
My cousin came upon these tiny baby possums, and their dead mom was there smashed in the road, and he brought them home and like fed them with a bottle.
Yeah.
There were 3 of them. He's like, I couldn't just.
Nah.
For how long?
Nah.
I don't know, but I also think they can't live in the wild at that point, right? They haven't learned anything from an actual possum mama. They've been bottle fed, and then you let them go, and then it's like, well, all right. I don't know.
No way. That's just the circle of life.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Right.
Sorry. You're not making it.
Right.
You're not making it. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right. Have you ever wanted an armed bodyguard before?
No, but it sounds kind of good. I enjoy it. I've never needed, I don't think, a bodyguard, but it feels like you could get through crowds pretty well with one.
Yeah.
You know, like get me to the front of a line. I've got a bodyguard. I'm obviously important, right?
I mean, you could kind of set the standard, if you will.
I wear really dark sunglasses.
Yeah.
And just act really mean.
I remember one time I had to, I got I can't remember what the check was for. I got a large check. I think it's the sale of my townhouse or something. And I had it in one bank, but I had to get it to another. And this is before I had, like, all the apps where you can just transfer money. So I actually took the cash out. And I had to get to the other bank.
Oh.
I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous.
Oh, traveling with big cash?
Yeah.
Hey, people get rolled out of the casino.
Do they really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, in the parking lot. It's happened.
Look at somebody got followed to their apartment and robbed of all their casino winnings.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. Maybe if you, win yourself some money at the casino and you're like, I'm not leaving here until I have a bodyguard. Well, now there's an app for that.
I love it.
Yep.
And that's the perfect place to do it.
Yes.
There's a private security service called Protector. Just hit the App Store this week. Basically, it's Uber with guns is what it is. For $1,000, you can have an armed guard pick you up and shuttle you around town in an Escalade for 5 hours. $1,000, $200 an hour.
Feels very fancy. I love it.
But what if you need him to go in somewhere with you?
I'll probably go. I'm sure he'll go. Yeah, he's your armed bodyguard. Yeah.
I'm thinking Sonic Temple, get me to the front row for Metallica.
I don't know if that's how that works. They say
parking is very expensive at Sonic, so maybe you could just have them drop you off at the door.
Okay. Oh yeah, have them sit there and wait at the at the special parking. So everyone on Protector is either retired law enforcement or active duty. They did announce the app last year. They've been putting it together, and so now they happen to have the thing up and running. And they really jumped on board. They said after the CEO shooting.
Oh gosh, yes.
And they said, okay, we're launching this thing.
That's really smart.
Yeah. They actually have a video on their website showing what could have happened if the CEO had used Protector, which I think, I don't know if I agree with that marketing ploy, but okay. You can have it in New York and LA right now, but they're looking to expand. $129 annual fee, and then the prices start at $1,000. But if you need more people, more motorcade, you can get up to 3 Escalades and Protectors for a little bit more. So download the app now.
Wow.
Protector is the name of it. There is a legal battle brewing, and this could be huge because it's the battle of the Stanleys. So what happened was, apparently last year, Stanley Cups came out and had to do a big recall. Well, Stanley Black & Decker is saying that's affecting us. People think there's a recall on our products, and it is giving us a bad name. Because apparently, back in 2012, there was a discussion when the Stanley Cups were starting to come around and they were thinking about it. They actually had to get permission to use the name Stanley because Stanley Black & Decker had been around for so long. And they got permission to use the name Stanley. However, now with the mugs being recalled, they're saying, okay, wait, we got to rework this because you're affecting our business now.
Oh, well, yeah, if I was Stanley Cup, I'd be like, I don't think so. We already have permission. You gave us permission. End of story. We're not reworking anything. Now we're popular because we're Stanley Cups. We're selling expensive water bottles.
And here's the thing. You know, I understand Stanley Black & Decker being mad that their name is kind of being dragged through the mud for nothing that they did because something has a common name. However, Stanley Black & Decker, I'm warning you now. You're treading on thin ice. You're walking in dangerous grounds. If you're going to start messing with middle-aged white women's favorite product, I don't know if I want that trouble.
You're going to get a boycott like crazy.
I don't know, because very quickly these women are going to go to their husbands and be like, no more Stanley products. Stanley is forbidden. Stanley Black & Decker is forbidden in our house. Until they give in and give up and start messing with my Stanley Cups, no more Stanley Black & Decker.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, Stanley Black & Decker, tread carefully. That is a group that you do not want to mess with. Those stay-at-home moms that walk out with 3 things: their big purse, their giant keychain, and their Stanley Cup full of their drink.
Right.
Do not mess with that group whatsoever. We'll see what comes of this lawsuit. There you go. That is your not-so-breaking news. All right, let's get you hooked up on a Friday morning. Next Thursday, OSU men's hockey is going to be taking on Michigan for Scarlet Night at the Shot. Should be a good time. If you want to go, 800-821-9970. We're going to play rock and roll trivia right now. So we need a contestant who wants to win some tickets for OSU men's hockey next Thursday. Very simple game. If you're a fan of rock and roll music, this game should be no problem for you whatsoever. It works like this. It's very simple. Kelly, I'm going to give you a sample question.
All right.
And we'll see how you do so you can show everyone how it works.
Lay it on me.
So this is rock and roll trivia. The question is, if Guns N' Roses was a state, what would be the capital?
Oh. I don't really get it.
You don't get it.
No.
Think about it.
If
I
Guns N'
am thinking about
Roses
it.
was a state,
Okay.
what would be the capital?
The state of Guns N' Roses. I don't know.
Paradise City would be the capital.
Okay, I'm too dumb for this game.
One more try. Kelly.
Please. Yeah, all right.
Come on.
Okay.
All right, let's go with this one. What wakes up Alice in Chains in the morning?
Rooster.
There you go.
Thank goodness. Did I redeem myself?
A little bit.
There you go. See, you can play.
That's how the game works.
All right.
Very simple. If you love your rock music, this game should be fairly easy for you. If you're at least slightly smarter than Kelly, you should be okay. Let's go to the phone. Blitz, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, who's this?
Chris.
Chris, you want to check out OSU hockey next Thursday?
Yes, sir.
All right. Rock and roll trivia, Chris. Here we go. Let's see if you can do better than Kelly. Question number 1, Chris. What matters to Metallica?
Nothing else.
Correct answer. 1 for 1. Here we go, Chris. Question number 2. How is Puddle of Mud's vision?
Blurry.
That's the correct answer. Chris, all over it.
Geez, showing me up, Chris.
Question number 3, Chris. What is Soundgarden's favorite utensil?
Soundgarden's favorite utensil.
Or
Kelly's got her
raising
hand
her
up.
hand. I'll rephrase the question.
Phone a friend.
I'll rephrase the question, see if you can get it right. If Soundgarden were to create a superhero, who would it be?
Spoon Man.
No!
Yes.
I love how you shot your arm up in the air, Kelly, ready to go. All right, let's see.
You know, the worst thing in the world for me is looking dumb, so now you've done it. I have to redeem myself the rest of the morning.
Okay, one more, Chris. Let's see if you can go 5 for 5 or 4 for 4. Who does Van Halen run with?
The devil.
Chris. 100%, man. Good job. We're going to get you hooked up with OSU men's hockey tickets next Thursday. Should be a great game versus Michigan. Hopefully they can redeem themselves after losing in football and losing in basketball.
Right,
Will they? You hang on the line. We'll get some information from you and get you hooked up. Kelly, you want to redeem yourself?
Oh, no. Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's see how you do, Kelly. How much love does Led Zeppelin want?
Oh, a lotta.
A whole lot of. Absolutely. All right, let's get a little bit harder.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Let's go with, where does Stone Temple Pilots grow flowers?
Oh, I don't know.
Where does Stone Temple Pilots, where's STP, grow flowers?
I don't know.
In their wicked garden.
All right.
Let's do one more.
Oh, okay. Just tell me the artist.
We're going to do this one right here. All right, here we go. What is the condition, speaking of flowers, what is the condition of Nirvana's flowers?
Bleached?
No, they are in bloom.
Blue, Kelly.
Son of a gun.
Thankfully, Chris is much better at this game than you are, so he's going to go see OSU men's hockey.
This did nothing for my reputation. I'd like you to know that.
Not at all. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
A substitute teacher has been banned from returning to Hilliard City schools after vaping in a 4th grade classroom at Norwich Elementary.
Sorry.
While students were present, the elementary principal sent out a letter to parents this week saying the teacher was immediately removed from the building and she will not be allowed to return.
You got to learn how to zero hit.
Yeah.
No wonder the kids
What
are
is
out
zero-
of control over there.
I want to know what a zero hit is.
It's where you take in,
Okay.
but you don't blow any smoke out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just keep it on in the lungs?
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about vaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what she did. She vaped in the classroom.
yeah.
I
As opposed to keeping smoke in your lungs, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it in the movie theater all the time.
Yeah. All right.
We know.
The Trump administration planning to end protected status for 520,000 Haitian immigrants across the country on August 3rd. That includes the thousands living in Springfield. Temporary protected status typically offered as a designation for people who are coming into the U.S. from a country that has experienced dangerous circumstances. Of course, Haiti has major issues with gang violence. Haitians have had protected status in the U.S. since 2010, but if this directive goes through, they could be subject to deportation. The move is expected to face legal challenges. All right, Poison drummer Ricky Rocket has a brand new band called the Rocket Mafia, and they're making their live debut tonight at the Whiskey A Go-Go, but for those of us who can't be there, the band has released its first single. It's a cover of the song I Think I Love You, made popular by the Partridge Family back in 1970.
Wow.
So here, to refresh your memory, here's the Partridge Family version. You remember this?
I'm sleeping and right in the middle of a good
David Cassidy. You love it. All right.
Yeah.
So you got a flavor of it there. All right. And so Rocket Mafia has redone this song, and here is their version.
I'm sleeping and right in the middle of a good dream like
Dude, I would pay to see this. I love this song. I love it. And I love their version. That's rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's about what I expect from them.
Goose is not having it.
I don't know what's worse. Their version or making this their first single or the name of the band. That is a terrible name.
Rocket Mafia?
Yes.
It is?
That sounds like 80s. I mean, he sounds like he's trying to keep back then.
Why do I love it so much?
I'm going with the name of the band is slightly worse than the song. The song grew on me a little bit as I was listening to it.
I do love the Partridge Family version. I can't help myself.
I mean, I could have seen Poison covering this in the 80s.
Yeah,
that would not have shocked me at all.
All right, yeah.
You know?
Anyway, well, if you can't make it to the Whiskey A Go-Go tonight, they will be in St. Charles, Illinois, March 8th. They will be in Paw Paw, Michigan on July 2nd. And then the next day at the Milwaukee Summerfest in Wisconsin.
Do you know who is a big part of my radio career is Danny Bonaducci.
No kidding.
Yeah. He did morning radio in Detroit for a very long time. I grew up listening to him and I was like, I want to do this. And then he went on to like Philadelphia, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, I want to do this.
Well,
And
the
it was
funny
Danny
thing
Bonaducci.
is this is the inspiration for this remake of I Think I Love You. Ricky Rocket said he was absolutely in love with Susan Day when he was growing up.
Oh,
She
okay.
played the sister,
Yeah,
Lori,
yeah.
on the Partridge Family. So I guess as an homage to Susan Day, they remade this song. So I guess the Partridge Family is inspiring all of us in some way, still to this day.
Yeah, you can see that.
All right, those are your 3 things.
All right, HOAs. I mean, honestly, I've pretty much heard nothing but headaches from HOAs. I've never had to deal with an HOA before. That's not true. One time I did with my townhouse in Colorado Springs, but never had any issues. The only issue I had was we had a terrible hailstorm that destroyed the roofs of the townhouses. They had to redo them, so they brought in a company that had to assess everything, and we ended up having to pay a big chunk of money. Even our HOA covered part of it. We still had to pay a big chunk, which kind of sucked. But I guess if you own your own house, you got to do that anyways, don't you?
Right, yes.
Does insurance cover everything? There's usually a deductible of some sort.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. Well, there's an HOA battle going on right now in New Jersey. It's a South Jersey neighborhood where a woman has been fighting with her HOA to keep her emotional support chickens. And they've been battling for a couple years. Lori Smith has been ordered by a judge to remove her 5 emotional support chickens and their backyard coop by early April. It's the latest legal battle in the twist with the Homeowners Association. Apparently, she got permission a while ago to have these chickens, but now they're kind of backtracking. And one of the big rules was we need permission from the immediate neighbor. The neighbor has to say it's okay, and they don't have a problem with you having chickens. And the neighbor gave permission, but that neighbor has since moved. So now you have to get permission from the new neighbor. And I guess the new neighbor isn't having it, especially when it comes to non-traditional emotional support animals. And look, I get it. I think there are a lot of people that need emotional support animals. Are chickens emotional support animals? Can you consider anything an emotional support animal?
I feel like I could make a case for chickens being emotional support animals because they're really fascinating little creatures. I love chickens. The first time I really sort of was introduced to just like wild chickens or running around was in Hawaii. My sister and her family, like they raise their kids in Hawaii. So I got to go there, you know, on some occasions. And they just have chickens running around everywhere, on the beach, everywhere. And they are so cool to watch. It's like you could just get really into watching chickens do their thing. And like, I love them. I'm obsessed with them. In fact, just yesterday, I almost bought a crochet pattern to make my own chicken purse. And I'm going to show you the picture of it. It's only $2.63 to get the pattern.
Purse.
Look at this, Goose.
It's a purse that looks like a chicken. That's how obsessed. Like I love
Okay, well,
chickens.
we know whose side Kelly's on here.
So I feel like, yes, these are really fascinating animals. They're cool. And why couldn't you just, like, you could really focus on them. It would take your mind off your emotional issues and focus them upon something that needs your care and is interesting. Yes, 100% chickens can be emotional support animals.
So there is a word called trikata, and it is Buddhist sort of Taoist word, and it's the art of staring at a flame. They use it for meditation if you stare at like a candle flame. Yeah. So basically what you're saying is this is like the redneck version.
Yes.
Just watching chickens watch around
100%.
And how mesmerizing they are.
Count me in. Yes.
Okay.
Brian said, I know after I eat fried chicken, I always feel better. That's a form of support.
I agree.
But I'll say too, like when I was everybody's probably done therapy who's listening. When I was in my 20s, I did some pretty intensive therapy, and my therapist said, you need to get a dog. You absolutely need to get a dog. It will take your freaking mind off yourself, which you're so absorbed with every little,
exactly.
The minutia of your life is killing you. Get a dog; it will help, and it absolutely did.
Completely agree. And like you, as someone who has gone through years and years of therapy, I get it. But I don't think chickens are an emotional support animal. Chicken nuggies, one thing. Chicken, not so much.
What about my cool crocheted chicken purse that I want to make?
Great, that's fine. But considered an emotional support animal.
Emotional support purse.
I had an ex.
Carry your chicken.
It was right around the COVID time where people started registering all their pets as emotional support pets, especially if you were flying.
Yeah.
And she had a French bulldog, and she goes, "Yeah, I'm registering her as an emotional support animal." And I was just so I could take it on the plane. And I was like, "Don't see."
Think if everybody in the country registered their pet as an emotional support animal, and everybody on the plane had their pet with them. Everybody. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Roger says chickens can actually be quite affectionate, and their feathers are super soft to pet.
Oh, see?
If the animal can pluck out my eyes, I'm not.
What is this, a Stephen King chicken you're talking about?
I'm just saying.
If they get scared, man, you never know what they.
You never know what they can do. I mean, those are basically the current day dinosaurs between alligators and crocodiles and chickens. Those are the current day dinosaurs. So I don't know if some old DNA is going to pop up. I'm not testing it. So
he hates your eyeballs.
Right.
Stay away from.
Good luck. We actually, what we have the news clip from this story, don't we? I wanted to hear what the lady said. Okay, go ahead and play that news clip.
We received an email from the board saying that we weren't allowed to have them, we weren't allowed to have our coop, and that we needed to get rid of them immediately. And then they served us with a lawsuit. And we've been in court ever since. It's almost 3 years now.
During death, the opposing counsel was asked Lori, do you kiss your chickens? And I mean, I think that kind of shows, to your point, that people aren't taking this seriously because it's chickens, it's cute, it's a little funny, it's a little odd.
That's the measure. Do you kiss your chicken?
Do you kiss your chicken?
I only did it once, but I was much more flexible back then. Welcome to Friday Chicken Talk. I just mentioned chickens once, and all of a sudden we're getting texts rolling in.
Yeah, we have a lot of feelings about chickens. Starting with mine. I freaking love them.
Ann says chickens are so funny and hilarious. They even cuddle. In middle school, my friend had one named Rocky. She wore a diaper and lived inside. No.
Yeah.
Aw, Rocky.
Well,
Faye says it's probably therapeutic to take care of them. I don't know.
How long does like an egg-laying chicken live? Does anybody know? Like, does it live to be like 15, or does it live to be like 5?
When I moved back to Detroit, I bought a house, and shortly after that, I met Nora, and after a year, we moved in together, and so I rented out my house, and I never knew until I had to go check something. I can't remember what. But they had a chicken coop in the backyard, and I was like, wait, what?
They didn't even ask?
No.
5 to 10 years, Kelly.
5 to 10,
is what it says.
That's it?
Yeah. Tiffany says, I have chickens, live in the city. They're great. They're very social, and they purr when you pet them if they're happy.
No, they don't.
I don't know, man.
Aww.
I don't know.
What? They just have like a little mumble, a little vibration to them when you pet them?
Sweet.
Maybe.
This person said, chickens next door? Awesome. I would have struck a deal for a dozen free eggs a week.
Oh, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
Why not? I don't know about that. All right. I saw this article on BuzzFeed.com I wanted to bring up because I think a lot of men have been in this situation before. I think we can all say, obviously, for two people who have been in such long-term relationships and something that, I truly believe in, you got to be honest with your partner.
Yes.
You can't go around lying.
No, you can't.
However, I also believe that if you've never told a white lie in your relationship, then you're lying to yourself. You know you've told a white lie in your relationship. Can you think of like a small lie that you told one time, Kelly?
I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but I'm going to say if it was a lie, it wasn't explicit. It was probably omitting saying something.
A fib.
Not fibbing, not saying anything explicitly, just not saying something that maybe I should have said.
Okay. Thick?
I'm trying to think.
Okay. I bring this up because the BuzzFeed listed an article, relationship lies that men tell women. And men jumped online and admitted some of the lies that they've told. Like, I told her that she's the softest and the cuddliest. That's not true. The cat is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Another lie. It's only like $20. And this is funny because the guy said, my biggest fear after death is that my wife will sell my gear at the price that I told her I paid for it.
Oh, wow.
Like, have you ever like fib slightly on the cost of a rod or reel or anything for fishing?
No, I just pray she doesn't ask. And she usually doesn't.
All right. Another lie a man told.
That's why I always ask for gift cards for everything.
Right. You're right. Absolutely. Another lie. The lawn is too wet to mow. Sorry, can't go out there right now. It's a little too wet to mow. Let's see. Oh, here's this one. I know I've done this one. I understand. Even if I don't really, and I don't know what she's talking about, she just wants to vent, and all I have to do is say, yeah, I understand.
Yes.
Yes, I hate her too. I do that a lot with Nora, because Nora's office situation isn't the best, and so she'll come home, and I just got to kind of nod. Yeah, I hate that bitch too. I can't stand her.
Well, I mean, isn't it true most of the time that women don't necessarily want you to solve their problem, but they want you to listen?
That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
And men are problem solvers. We want to fix, but we want an answer.
That sort of became a joke early on in our marriage, because I would be venting and Charlie would be like, well, listen, this is what you need to do. And I'd be like, finally I said, you know what? I'm not looking for, a plan of action here. I just need to unload this from my soul.
You need to vent.
And so then every time he's like, okay, is this something that does not require a 10-step plan to solve? I'm like, yes, this is just something you have to listen to.
Just listen and understand.
If I feel it coming, or if the first couple sentences start and I kind of have an idea where it's going, I will ask, am I listening or am I fixing?
Oh, very good. Perfect.
I don't know what is she looking for?
I would say, listen, I literally do not lie to my husband, because it big me at night. I would feel like there's something like I am doing to harm the relationship. Honestly, like, we are so honest with each other.
Yeah.
I've
gotten that way with Nora, but I'll fully admit there were times in my younger days, and not even that long ago, where I didn't like confrontation. I was a non-confrontational person.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So I would white lie
to
in
avoid
fear of the confrontation. When, in all honesty, probably if I would have just said something, it would have been much less of a confrontation than find out you get caught in a little lie or something.
Yes, I can relate with that, yeah.
Casey texted in and said, how would you answer this? Do these jeans make me look fat? You going to tell a little white lie?
I might say I prefer the other jeans.
Or you say...
I like that.
Or you say, it's not the jeans.
Yeah, you can do that too.
If I ask my husband if something looks good that I'm wearing, I truly want the answer, because I don't have like an eyeball for fashion. I'm not really good at it. So I always ask my husband, who's an artist, does this look okay? And he'll tell me if it doesn't, I appreciate it.
Because if you say, yeah, it looks great, and it doesn't, and then you go where you're going, and then you find out this looks terrible, and then you're going, why did you tell me this looks great?
Yeah.
You walk by a mirror, and you're like, whoa!
I remember a disagreement I got into one time, because I can't remember the piece of information that the ex said, but I said, that's not right. And I kind of gave the right information. And she said, why do you always have to be right? You don't have to correct everything I say. And I go, I'm not trying to be right. And this was the wrong thing to say.
Oh, no.
But what I said was, we're together. When we go out in public, I don't want you spewing that information. You're going to make us both look bad. I want you to have the right information. She thought I was calling her dumb, and I wasn't calling her dumb. I'm just saying I want you to have the right information.
Right.
And not spew out these falsehoods.
It embarrasses both.
We're together now. It's my reputation,
That's
too.
Right. I don't want people thinking that I'm with a dummy.
Right. All right, last week, we had Queens of the Stone Age tickets to give away, and we had a couple extra pairs. So last Friday, we tried to give away not one, not two, but 3 pair of tickets. And we played a new game called Don't Blow Up for Everyone. And a lot of people had a lot of fun. Got a lot of text messages.
Yeah.
People were yelling at the radio.
It was great.
So here's the deal. We didn't get winners last week. So we are still sitting on these tickets for Queens of the Stone Age. So we're going to do it all over again. Very simple. I need 3 contestants right now. 800-821-9970. If you want to go see Queens of the Stone Age, we would love to send you. All 3 of you. And a guest for each. 3 pair of tickets to give away, so we need 3 contestants right now.
Show's June 17th at Kimba Live.
All right. If you want to go, 3 contestants. This is how the game works. It's very simple. I have got 3 trivia questions here. Each of you are going to get your own question. You cannot help each other out. If all 3 of you get your respective questions correct, all 3 of you are going to the show. But if one of you gets your question wrong, you have then blown it for everyone, and you're all done. And here's the other part of the game. You better have thick skin, because you're getting the dial tone. You're not getting a goodbye. Right. You're not getting a nothing.
No thanks for playing. Nothing like that.
Game over. Go about your day pissed off you didn't get tickets. And be mad at the person that blew it for everyone.
Yes.
So if you want to play, 800-821-9970. Let's go to line number 1. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Chris.
Chris, hang on 1 second. Line number 2. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Chris.
Wait.
Okay.
We got you, Chris. Who else is on here?
Tina?
Yes.
Tina. All right, Tina, you hang on, and we need our 3rd contestant. Hello, who's this? Christina and someone. No? Well, hang up on that 3rd line. Let's go to the line. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
This is Luke.
Luke. All right, Chris, Tina, and Luke. Our first team. Don't blow it for everyone for Queens of the Stone Age tickets. This is how it works. You're each going to get your own question. You cannot help each other out. And if one of you gets your question wrong, game over. We move on. Chris, you called in first. We are starting with you. And only you, Chris. Here is your question. Today, in 1992, Kristi Yamaguchi won a gold medal at the Olympics. In what sport?
Ice skating?
Wait, that was not Chris. Was that Chris?
Figure skating.
Chris, was that you?
Hello? I said, my name is Chris.
Your name is Chris. You said ice skating, figure skating. That is the correct answer.
All right.
I thought I heard someone else answer there. Only the person I'm talking to can answer the question. No help from anyone else.
We have a 2 situation here.
We have a what?
A 2 Chris situation. No, we have.
That's what I was thinking.
We have Chris and Luke, don't we?
I'm Chris. My name is Chris Hauser.
Oh my God! Wait, what happened to Luke?
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna.
All right. So we still got Tina, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have Chris, and Tina.
Next time, we're going to pre-screen the calls.
All right. Who is the Chris who answered the skating question? Which Chris?
That would be Chris Hauser.
Chris Hauser. All
Chris
right.
H.
But Chris answered first. The other Chris answered first. So we're going to start over. Starting over. I'm not giving credit if both of you answer. That's not how the game works. You got to earn it.
Right.
So we are going to start with Chris Hauser. Chris Hauser's going first.
All right.
Here we go, Chris. Your question is, and only Chris Hauser, Olaf is a character from which Disney movie?
Frozen.
Frozen is the correct answer.
Yes.
I heard Tina go,
I know you know. That's the point of the game. You can't help. Chris Hauser, you are you're free and clear. You've done your job. Tina, we're going with you. Here is your question. Kelsey Grammer is 70 today. His character, Fraser Crane, has been on 2 TV shows. Name them.
Frasier and...
I need an answer.
Oh, no.
Frasier's son.
Bye! Dial tone!
Oh, man.
That would be Fraser and...
Cheers.
Cheers, of course. Yes, where he got his start.
All right. We had a 2 Chris situation. You're all 3 gone. We need 3 new contestants,
We
right?
do need 3. Do we have 3 more?
Not yet.
Not yet? 800-821-9970. If you want to play, let's do this. Let's play a song. Let's get 3 listeners. We will come back with round number 2 to try and give away these tickets. We couldn't give them away last week, so we'll see if we can do it today. All right, round number 2 for Don't Blow It for Everyone. Couldn't get a winner the first time around. Let's see if we can do it again. Queens of the Stone Age up for grabs June 17th at Kimba Live. It's the way the game works. Well, let's get our listeners on the air. We've got Heather. Good morning, Heather. Tasha. Hello. And George. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing well.
All right, good.
Everybody there? All right.
All right. Here's how the game works. You each get your own question. You cannot help each other out. If one of you gets your question wrong, it's game over for everyone. So, Heather, you called in first. We are starting with you. Heather, here is your Don't Blow It for Everyone trivia question. Steve Irwin would have celebrated a birthday today. What was his nickname?
Oh, shoot.
I need an answer.
The crocodile guy. I don't know.
Oh, right off
Right
the
off the
bat.
bat.
We lose all 3 contestants.
Man. All right. Let's keep going. Next team. Sarah, Kayla, Chris. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Someone's got to turn their radio down. I love the sound of my own voice, but not when we're on the radio. All right, Sarah, we're starting with you. Anthony Daniels is 70 today. He played the yellow language expert droid in the Star Wars movies. What was his droid name?
Yeah, I know nothing about Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me.
All right, let's get rid of that team. On to the next. Let's pick up one at a time. Let's see. The Blitz. Good morning. Who's this?
Tina.
Tina. All right. Let's go with the next line. Blitz. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, it's Tasha.
Tasha. Let's go with the next line. Who's this? Blitz. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Baby Huey.
Baby Huey.
Baby Huey. I love it.
As opposed to adult Huey?
Yes.
Baby Huey. Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Tina, Tasha, Baby Huey, our next team for Don't Blow It for Everyone. Tina, you called in first, so we start with you. Your question for Don't Blow It for Everyone is, Mars is which number planet in the solar system? Away from the sun, which number planet?
4.
4 is the correct answer.
Got one. All right.
The one right behind us, absolutely.
Cheers.
Tasha, Tina, you're off the hook. Tasha, the pressure's now on you. Here we go.
Yay.
Your Don't Blow It for Everyone trivia question. Which movie soundtrack featured the song Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins?
Top Gun.
That's the correct answer.
Oh, one more.
Oh, Baby Huey.
Come on, give me an easy one.
Come on, Baby Huey.
Baby Huey, it is up to you. Your question, Don't Blow It for Everyone. Sandra Bullock played FBI agent Gracie Hart in which 2000 film?
Miss Congeniality.
Oh, well done.
Tina, Tasha,
Name Baby Huey. Know that answer.
Baby Huey. All 3 correct answers. No one blew it for everyone. All 3 of you are going to get a pair of tickets for Queens of the Stone Age, June 17th at Kemba Live.
So you guys have to get together and have a beer at the concert together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a team effort here.
Right.
So you all
I'll
did
be the
it.
guy who absolutely looks like a guy named Baby Huey.
Well, you guys hang on. We got to get some info from you. Kelly, you were throwing your hands up in the air the second I said Sandra Bullock played FBI agent Gracie Hart. Are you a huge fan of Miss Congeniality?
I love that movie. I can't help myself.
Funny movie.
With a half-masticated cow in your mouth. I love that movie.
It is a pretty good movie. And that's one of those ones that actually did pretty good with the sequel as well. Well,
Yes.
Miss Congeniality
all
too
right.
wasn't terrible.
I'm just a Sandra Bullock fan. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
love
it's
her.
hard to not like her.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Sandy B.
All right, well, we finally got some winners. A winning team for Don't Blow It for Everyone, 99.7 The Blitz. 99.7 The Blitz. It's Blitz Mornings. Goose, Kelly, Thick Rick. This is the end of week 3 of this version of the Blitz Morning Show. It's been, I've said it every single week. It's been an absolute honor to join you guys.
We're loving it.
But, we're still kind of in the learning stages. We get to spend, 5 hours together every single morning in this box. And, when you do a morning show together, you learn a lot about the people that you work with because it's just, us together.
Yeah.
We talk off the air about all kinds of stuff. But we're still learning. And so I think I learned something new in the past 2 minutes and 58 seconds. And I'm not certain, but I want to know. Thick, how do you normally react in high pressure situations?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
I mean, it varies. It could be anything from my hair on fire to I can be very calm and, trying to get through it.
Okay, wait a minute. People are not great at self-assessment. So let me just say...
Please, Kelly, you've worked with this man for almost 30 years.
Obviously, he's amazing. But if there is something going on, it is always reacted to with at a 10. At a 10.
Okay, right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's true. You could be... I took the afternoon off this week just to get my eyes taken care of. All right, so Thick overheard me talking to the news director and saying something about filling in for me, and him saying something about my dog. And Thick goes, "What's wrong with your dog? What's wrong with your dog?" I go, "Oh, nothing. Why weren't you here last night?" I go, "Remember I told you that I had that eye procedure?" You're like, "Oh, okay." So then it was like a 10 down to a 2.
Vic is so amazing. He takes care of so much behind the scenes. And so we just had our winners for Don't Blow Up for Everyone. And Vic's part of his job is he's getting winner information. When you win something, we got to get this information. And Tina, such a sweetheart, telling us how much she loves the morning show. But she doesn't know how to operate the email, which is the way the tickets are coming. And just watching... This way. I got to type.
Well, I'm trying to get ready what we're doing next. I'm trying to get,
Listen, if there's one guy in this building who needs an intern, it is Thick Rick. Because he needs 7 hands and, right. It's
I was
true.
Straight up about to drive to CVS and get him some Xanax because he was just like, I got to, we'll give it this.
No, yeah. No, that's pretty on brand for Thick. That it is. It is. Do you realize that about yourself? You're excitable.
Yeah, as long as the outcome is correct.
Right. It seems like if things start to veer a little bit in an unplanned direction.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. Hold on. And there's a lot.
Yeah, you got to give him room for a 10 reaction because he comes down to about a 5 real quick. Yeah.
You looked like every cartoon character that was beginning their run. Like your feet were just moving in place before you took off. But we all know in the biggest of situations, Thick will be fine because...
He gets it done. Yeah.
That was you for the past 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yes.
But, again, do not fret. In the biggest of moments, he will be okay because he will dodge the asteroid before it hits it.
Right. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Hey, if you've been at Kroger recently in the self-checkout, maybe you've noticed that when you're ready to pay, they ask you if you wish to apply a small amount of money called a tax refund to bring your bill down a little bit. Here's what's going on there, because it happened to me last week, and it was like 67 cents or something. I'm like, oh, was it some kind of coupon or that I don't know I have? Anyway, no, that's not the case. If you purchased any taxable item from Kroger recently, like beer, cigarettes, pop, a t-shirt, etc., Kroger has been charging you more sales tax than it should have been. Because back in November, voters in Central Ohio approved a half-cent sales tax increase to help fund CODA. But that tax increase wasn't supposed to go into effect until April 1st. Kroger just implemented it early, apparently. Now, they are giving you your money back, and that's what that is. If you are at self-checkout, they'll refund you there. They'll ask you if you want to apply the money. It's between a few dollars to a few cents. So it's not anything major, but it is your money. So there you go. If you have any questions about it, you can call Kroger Customer Service. At least 7 people are injured after an explosion at a resort in West Maui. 3 of the victims are in critical condition, were airlifted to a hospital last night. The victims' ages range in between 18 and 74. The explosion happened at the Whaler on Kaanapali Beach at about 6:15 p.m. yesterday. Video shows debris shooting out of the building. The cause of the explosion has not been determined, but police say it may have involved liquefied petroleum gas, which supplies all the barbecue areas at the resort.
Oh, no.
Yeah, people say a grill might have malfunctioned in some way and caused this big explosion at the resort. Well, I thank the LA Times for this feature story on a surgeon in Las Vegas who specializes in cosmetic leg lengthening. This surgery is costly. It is brutal.
That's where they break your shins and put like bars in them.
Okay, well, he goes through the femur.
Oh.
You can go through the shins. That is an option, but this is what the preference apparently is through the femur. It is absolutely excruciating. It involves extensive physical therapy. And I guess more and more people are paying for this surgery.
Really?
It's $100,000 to get it done. This particular doctor in Vegas alone does more than 100 of these surgeries a year. 100.
No way.
Yes. 80% of the patients are men, 20% are women. I will spare you the worst of the details, but basically the surgeon hammers this giant nail called the Precise 2.2 nail into both of the patient's femurs. And after surgery, then the patient is given a small device that will expand that nail 1 millimeter every single day for about 2.5 months. And that allows for new bone to grow in that break. So within a year, the nail would be removed, as is recommended by the FDA, and voila, you're 3 inches taller.
3 inches.
3 inches. You get 3 inches out of that brutal surgery. This particular doctor has done the surgery on someone as young as 12. What? How do you do that when you're not even done growing
yet?
It's weird. And then someone as old as 71 years old wanted a leg lengthening surgery. Yeah, it's horrifying, though. I know there are archived versions of this story. It was printed yesterday in the LA Times, but you can get a free archived version out there if you're interested in the gory details, because they go through it all. I think this reporter was in a surgery observing.
Listen, my short kings, you will find someone. You don't need to go through this.
Yes.
And now, granted, I know I'm speaking from 2.5 feet above the ground. I don't have to, go through that. I understand. But still, come on. You're going to go through that?
This guy, they didn't give details on this, but they did say the guy does perform leg shortening procedures as well. And it mainly involves women who are unhappy with their height. So women want to be shorter, men want to be taller for the most part. And they're willing to go through a lot of pain.
Ladies, men do not care about your height. That is not the case.
Oh, I never think I wouldn't go through that for anything in the world. Nothing in the world. That's for 3 inches.
Now, if there's a way to add 3 inches to another part, then, we might be talking. But the legs?
Is there such a thing?
Not happening. There is, actually. I don't know if it's 3 inches, though. Just saying. There's a multitude of reasons you can decide to not purchase a product. Maybe you found something you like better. Maybe it got too expensive. Maybe you don't need it anymore. Maybe you've made a moral, ethical, or personal choice not to purchase this item anymore. Well, I have found one that I have added to the list of products I will no longer buy anymore, or a company I will no longer use. And that will be HP, Hewlett-Packard, the computer company. I will no longer purchase any other products. That is because they have implemented a new rule. And that rule is they have added a minimum 15-minute wait time for everyone dialing their customer service call center. It started yesterday in England. They're looking to expand it. And they are admitting it's actually on purpose. And that is to encourage people to use their online resources like their, virtual chat bots and stuff that can answer a lot of questions. Now, they say they're trying to do it so people learn to use the virtual chatbot, which will solve most of the problems that they get calls for.
Okay.
They're saying all these people that call could have gotten a very easy answer if they used our virtual chatbot.
They're right.
But what if you're dealing with somebody like my mom? She's in her 80s, and it's like using a virtual chatbot is impossible.
Yeah.
Like, give the lady a break. Answer her phone call.
And now they say, for the people that are calling in for actual problems that you really need help with, you're still going to have to sit through this 15-minute wait time. I think that's such BS.
It is.
And then you got to listen to this music. This is the Hewlett-Packard on hold music. Excuse me? If I hear this, I'm just waiting for Dirk Motomoto to jump on the line. Oh, yeah. So you're Having yourself some computer problems, are you? Well, don't worry. The only virus Dirk Moto will give you can be cleared up with penicillin. Oh, yeah. What's that? Your keystrokes aren't working? Don't worry. Dirk Moto will give you a different kind of stroke. Oh, yeah.
How are you with firmware?
Oh, Dirk Moto's got your firmware, your hardware, and afterwards, it'll turn into software. Oh, yeah.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, we've seen this in a ton of movies before, where someone in a movie has got a briefcase full of diamonds or a duffel bag full of cash, and then all of a sudden they're surrounded by like 3 armed guards, and they walk them out straight to their car, and everyone gets in the car and they go to their destination. If you've ever felt like you needed an armed bodyguard, well, now there's an app for that. Literally, it's called Protector. A new app on the App Store last week. Basically, it's Uber with guns. For $1,000, you can have armed guards pick you up and shuttle you around town in an Escalade for 5 hours. They're either retired law enforcement or active duty. And the app was announced last year after the whole CEO thing in New York.
Right. The Luigi Mangione.
Yeah. Didn't you say he's going to be back in court today?
He is, yeah. His court date today.
Obviously, I'll never need something like this. But I think it would be fun to get a group of friends together, put on some suits.
Yes.
For a nice little night out, and hire a couple of armed guards just to walk around with us so we looked really cool.
Oh, I think it would be fun to be the armed guards.
Oh, you think?
I have kind of an itchy trigger finger, so it probably wouldn't be good for anybody. But...
Wait, what do you mean you have an itchy trigger finger?
I feel like I'm kind of startled easily. So if you startle me and you're just like trying to cross the street, I may like...
You're popping caps?
Yeah, accidentally, like just out of a reaction. I probably wouldn't make a good armed guard, but I think it would be kind of cool to be part of that operation.
You can't be the skittish cat with a gun in your pocket.
Okay.
That doesn't work. Those two things do not go well together. Right now, it's only available in New York and L.A., and there is a $129 annual fee to, get your membership, and then $1,000 will get you an armed guard and the Escalade for 5 hours. If you need more people or more Escalades, they can arrange that. Again, I think it would be fun just to hire them to toot us around town.
Yeah.
Put on some suits, go for a nice steak dinner.
They ought to provide it at the casinos. Like Hollywood Casino should provide an armed driver for you if you win over a certain amount of money. Don't you think? Because people have gotten robbed. It doesn't happen all, frequently, but it has happened.
The casino doesn't send a security guard to your car with you?
Well, maybe, but there's one particular case where this guy was followed all the way to his apartment and then robbed.
They should have it there and at least offer it for, fee maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's $100 and they'll
yes.
escort you home.
I like that idea.
Yeah, escort you home. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but it could get ugly, I'm assuming. Stanley Black & Decker is now suing the maker of the Stanley Cups. Because if you remember...
Bless you.
Sorry. Goodness. I don't know where that came from. Last year, Stanley Tumblers had a bit of an issue, and there was a recall on them. And now Stanley Black & Decker is saying, whoa. Because here's the deal. Back in 2012, Stanley Drinkware, a small up-and-coming company, actually had to get permission from Stanley Black & Decker to use the name Stanley, because it's been Stanley Black & Decker forever. And Stanley Black & Decker said, sure, go ahead. You're a different product. Doesn't seem like we're kind of going after the same group of people, so go ahead and use it. But now... with all of the recalls, Stanley Black & Decker is saying, you're giving Stanley a bad name. We don't want to be associated. You need to change your name. And I guess I can kind of see the argument.
I mean, really, though? It's like, who is confusing a water bottle with a grill or whatever they're selling? Stanley Black & Decker. Tools.
That's true. And does anyone even call them Stanley Black & Decker? I mean, they're just known as Black & Decker.
Yeah, I've never thought of it as Stanley.
Oh, I thought, yeah. I don't know. It's like I'm confusing my nail gun with my 13-year-old daughter's Stanley Cup.
Right.
I feel like that's on you as the Tool owner. You should read into the article, the recall article, a little further.
And here's the other thing. I'm just going to say to Stanley Black & Decker, tread lightly. Because you are messing with a population. You are messing with a specific group of people that I don't know that you want to mess with. That middle-aged home wife that's leaving the house with her big purse, her giant key ring, and her, 40-ounce Stanley Cup. That is not the group you want to mess with.
Catch me outside. How about that?
You've seen those mobs when they have the new Stanley Cups available?
Right.
Mobs.
I guarantee Stanley Black & Decker, their customer service line is going to be overloaded with people saying, let me speak to the manager.
Right.
I want to talk to the manager right now. Yeah. So I'm just saying, Stanley Black & Decker, tread very, very lightly with this group. So, as I do most nights, I was doom scrolling on TikTok before I went to bed. So, kill the last moments of awakeness. And I came across a video. It was kind of funny. Someone was recording their Roomba going across their living room and kitchen area. And, what did they call it? I told you. I forgot. Dustin. Oh, no. What was the name? I didn't write it down. I thought I would remember it. Hold on. Did I put it in my notes? I might have put it in my notes. Hold on. Give me a second. It was such a good name. Oh, yeah. Here it is. It was... It was
Dustin Hoffman or something.
I can't believe I did that. Dustin Bieber.
Dustin Bieber.
That's what it was. And they labeled it Dustin Bieber.
Dustin Bieber. That's good. That's good.
And it got me thinking, what have you named an inanimate object before? Like, think, obviously, you have a boat. Everyone names their boats. What's the name of your boat?
D's Knots.
D's Knots.
How great is that?
I really pulled for the captain's dinghy, but he went with D's Knots.
I like that one. Captain's dinghy is good.
Now, when you get a new computer and you set it up, you have to name it.
Okay.
And so I got a new computer, and it's Drogon.
Oh, your computer's Drogon?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's
Game of
Khaleesi's
Thrones?
dragon, main dragon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you turn it on, the wallpaper is a big picture of Drogon.
Gotcha.
Right.
I did name my Wi-Fi FBI surveillance van 2.
I love that.
That's great.
We had back in the dark ages when you had to call the time and temperature to find out what the temperature was outside.
Oh yeah,
281-8211. We named my roommates and I named the temperature guy Bob. So if anybody wanted to go out, we're like, hey, has anyone called Bob lately? Just to find out what the temperature is.
That's pretty
so
good.
it was like a computerized voice.
Yeah,
I'm
like
sure
that.
somebody recorded it.
Does that still exist?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Justin texted in, said we named our Roomba Good Child because it's the only one in the house that will clean when told to do so. I can see that.
Leland named, says his sister-in-law named her Roomba Clean Latifah.
That's a good
one.
All right, 800-821-9970. Give us a call. What did you name your inanimate object? Well, it doesn't have to be a Roomba. I mean,
this person named their daughter's clarinet, Clarabelle. That's cute.
Aww.
I love it.
It's not the same computer voice, but it still works.
821
says thank you for calling the weather line.
281-8211.
Yep.
Wow.
What about movie phone? Does that work anymore?
Oh, I don't have any idea.
Oh, okay. Saw a TikTok video yesterday of a Roomba going across the floor, and they go, "Oh, there goes Dustin Bieber doing the work." I love that name for a Roomba. That's a great name.
Yes.
Coming up with a good name for your inanimate object is make it fun sometimes.
Matt named his motorcycle Mrs. Daisy. So when he went for a ride, I was riding Mrs. Daisy. Okay.
Wow.
Let's see.
Lucian calls his Roomba Dusty Springfield.
I love that.
I like Dusty Springfield.
Dusty Springfield's great.
I think this is great. I named the self-checkout lane Linda, so when things go wrong, I can just say, "Okay, Linda."
That's funny.
Let's see. Tristan said, my work Wi-Fi is named Touch It for a Buck.
If you've got one, 800-821-9970 or 99700, we'd love to hear what you have called your inanimate object, whatever it may be. And there are quite a few of them that are rolling in.
We've got a lot of Wi-Fi names.
Yeah.
Pipe Layers Incorporated, that's from Dalton. Amanda has Mobile Crime Lab as her Wi-Fi.
Oh, Mobile Crime Lab. I like that
Good
one.
Our robot vacuum is Consuela from Family Guy. That's from Greg Lambden.
Oh, that's a good one. I love the cleaning lady from Family Guy.
Yeah. Mary Peter said we named our Roomba Robo Bitch.
Okay.
This person said that he or she drives a trash truck for a living, named his first truck Messy Bessie. She was a good truck until someone threw away a lithium battery and she burned down.
Oh.
Somebody burned down Messy Bessie with their lithium battery.
That's unfortunate.
Gavin,
I'm sorry, please go ahead.
Gavin wants to know if jokingly calling the sex toy Buzz counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
The toy's name is Buzz.
Why wouldn't you? I like this. Virginia says, I have a bowl shaped like Sherlock Holmes's pipe, so we call it Watson.
That's pretty good.
Honey says, my laptop is Iceberg and my phone is Titanic. They sync up.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. If you've got one, please, 800-821-9970 or 99700. Some breaking news here. I have to share with you. If you just cannot wait and you're counting down the days until you can see football again, and you will take any kind of football.
Yes.
And on top of that, you are a huge Ohio State fan. Well, here you go. Ohio State has announced that tickets go on sale this morning for the spring game. Oh, wait. Let me rephrase. It is no longer a spring game. It is a spring showcase.
Oh.
Well, what are we doing now?
Bigger than the spring game?
That's how they're labeling it. Ryan Day says the format of the showcase will be different from the traditional spring game. Doesn't give any more details.
That's it.
Are they turning this into like the Pro Bowl skills competition?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I hope so.
I haven't gone to the spring game for so long.
I haven't been. I want to say it's been at least 12 years since I've been to a spring game. I think because the weather's always weird, but it's also sort of fun to be in the stadium.
And that's it. That's all it is, because it's
kind of
really
boring.
It's a glorified practice.
Yeah.
But it's the horseshoe and it's, the excitement of the Buckeyes. And I used to get so fired up for it. And now I'm like, yeah, I've been there, done that. It's
well,
all right.
we record it. I mean, literally, we do watch it on TV.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's something.
Who won last year?
I think Gray. It was Scarlet or Gray, one of the two. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, what does that mean? I don't know.
How much are tickets?
They don't say. I've been looking everywhere.
They
They've got on Ticketmaster, and they don't have a ticket price
Forever, you bought them at Kroger for $5.
Yeah, used to be.
Forever.
I do think they popped up to $15 a few years ago, but who knows? That's a fun way to spend an afternoon.
It's all right. If you got nothing else to do, you're Buckeye
You're dying
fan.
to say something. I know you are,
It's all right.
Goose.
Well, don't they do that in Michigan?
Die-hard,
Don't they have a spring
tattooed
game?
Michigan fan.
Don't
What are
they?
you- What are you dying to
Yeah,
say?
but we actually have a spring game.
Well, we used to, too.
We don't have a showcase.
You can watch. Every team in the SEC has one. They show them on the SEC network. I don't know how many of them are doing something different now, but it's kind of like the Pro Bowl in the NFL. Nobody wants anybody to get hurt.
Right.
So it's not fun.
But I just want to know why they're changing it to a showcase. Like,
I don't know. Me too.
what's going on?
I feel like you guys won the national championship 2 years ago.
Right.
But instead of a spring showcase, we got a documentary on Connor Stallions. So,
okay.
You know what? Okay, all right. No. But in all seriousness, I'm not. That was an effing great team you guys had. That crap aside. But for those of you who were fans up there, I mean, you were right there, close to Ann Arbor.
Oh yeah.
What were you guys? What was going through your minds when all that crap was coming out?
Of course it sucked.
Yeah,
of course it sucked. And then I think like a lot of people, and if this is your team, you would do the same. Well, let's wait for the information to come out.
Well, of course,
and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And some of it was damning, and some of it was made up, and some of it was an exaggeration.
Right.
Sure, there's the argument of everybody does it, but they took it a bit. They took it a bit too far. How much was he actually? With the team, or where did that information go? Who did he give it to? Did it get to Harbaugh? Who knows? He obviously wasn't affording all those tickets on his own. Was there a benefactor, a team sponsor, one of the booster that was handing out money?
One thing
for
I
the
got
travel?
out of the documentary was it was a huge shame that there was even that scandal because it was such a great Michigan football team.
Yeah,
like an elite. Team.
They were great.
A better team than we've
Fantastic
seen
team.
in years from Michigan.
And
they didn't need that.
Then you look into, did it help? Did it not help? Sure. Maybe you have, an advantage that it's a run or pass, but you still have to stop the play. There's 500 versions of the run. There's 500 versions of the pass.
Now you sound like the Patriots. Because that's what they were saying. Still got to block. Still got to tackle. When they got the whole Spygate thing going on.
Yep, absolutely. Look, Yes, I love the team.
Yeah,
I root for them every year. If they put an asterisk, if they take it away, whatever. I'm still going to root for the team.
Well,
it's like you, Thick. It's in me.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It brings me happiness. Sure, it sucks.
That whole thing where you're going to vacate the wins. I don't care if they vacate the wins. I saw those games. Those games happened. You can say they didn't happen. You can take them out. I saw them. Just like when Ohio State had to vacate games from
the tattoo thing?
Gate or whatever you want to call it.
Hey, listen, and that
Those
coach who got
happen.
fired is now our lieutenant governor. So, great things can happen. And we love Jim Tressel to our souls.
I saw all those games, so I don't care what the NCAA says.
Right.
I watched you win the national championship 2 years ago. I don't care what the NCAA says.
All right, quit kissing his butt now.
And
I'm not
going
too far.
I've said that. I say the same thing about Penn State when they got in trouble and all that.
But here's the other thing, too. And look, we're having a conversation. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound, but let's say that cheating scandal maybe gave us an advantage, okay?
Yeah.
What happened this past year? I mean, it's,
all right now.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying.
What did happen? That's the big question that even everyone in Columbus has.
I know
what happened?
I know what happened.
And that is the love of sport. That is the love of fandom.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But I will say though, when your dude's over on another team's sideline in a disguise, he's doing something wrong.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. You can't be on someone else's sideline like
Dude,
that.
that disguise was right out of a cartoon.
Oh, that was the glasses with the mustache and the big nose. Yeah, it was not good whatsoever.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Goose, I think that you can really help us get our numbers up here in Ohio. State officials are reporting a dip in liquor sales for 2024.
Oh, don't worry about that anymore.
Data from the Ohio Department of Commerce shows residents bought nearly 16.5 million gallons of hard alcohol last year. That's about 2.5% less than we did the year before. We need to bump these numbers. Last year was the 3rd year in a row that the state saw a decrease in sales of spirits.
Stock up on your captain. I'm a-coming.
Vodka was the most popular kind of hard liquor sold in Ohio last year, followed by American whiskey and then tequila.
So, Goose came over to my house for the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And he brought a bottle of Captain.
Uh-huh.
And as he was leaving, I said, hey, you didn't get your bottle. And he goes, no, just keep it here for when I come back. So he keeps himself stocked in other places.
Nice.
Well, there's a couple things about that. One, I think everything went fine, and at some point I'll be back at your house.
Yeah.
I don't think that anything kind of went wrong. And 2, I'm also of the belief that if you're bringing something to a party, to a friend's house, you leave it.
Yeah, you don't take it home with
if
you.
you want to drink it, drink it. If you bring something,
yeah,
it's there to stay.
Agreed.
If you walk out of the house with your paper bag full of all the beer and drinks you brought, that's
I see
kinda
what you're
tacky.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, no, I promise I have a cabinet full of alcohol, so it'll be there for you.
Which is fine. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you make sure I can't remember. Nora was down here a couple weekends ago, and we were out and about, and we ran into some people at a bar, and social Nora, after a couple drinks, made new friends, and they're like, hey, we're going to this other place, come with us. So we went, and that particular bar, and don't ask me which one it was, didn't have Captain Morgan. And I was like, I don't know if I can come back. Are you going to order some? If you order some, I'll be back.
Yeah.
But, go to some places like the knockoffs, like Sailor Jerry, or...
is that real?
Oh, absolutely.
Sailor Jerry's a real thing?
Yeah, there's Sailor Jerry, there's Admiral Nelson,
I've heard of Admiral Nelson.
Yeah, there's Kraken. Everything, all that spiced rum is like ocean, Caribbean related.
Right.
Because that's where where it's from, obviously. But none of them taste as good as Captain Morgan. Yeah. I say everywhere I go, I put my foot up, put my hands on my hips. Make it happen, Captain.
No, Captain Morgan. We got some Seaman Steve here.
Seaman Steve, that's right.
No, Captain Morgan. All right. An interesting subdivision has opened up in southeast Columbus. It's a tiny home village meant to help those experiencing homelessness and or drug addiction. They want to help them become independent. If you're coming out of prison, maybe. It's called Vista Village, and it consists right now of 41 units off Refugee Road. And each home is 420 square feet, and each home is named after the company, organization, or family that sponsored the home. So, like, maybe you have the Home Depot. Oh, you live in the Home Depot home. Oh, or you live in the Cialis home, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not sure who the sponsors are of these homes. But anyway.
That one comes with an extra stiff roof.
Yes, it's it's a really neat idea, and I do hope this works. Basically, these homes are offered to people who are referred by various agencies. The resident does need to hold a job and stay sober, and it costs $350 a month. So you have to be able to hold a job where you can cover $350 a month in rent. All of them come furnished with everything. You've got furniture, you've got washer dryer, you've got all the utensils and plates and forks and knives, all that stuff. It comes with everything. So it's a neat idea. I hope that it works. I think maybe there are around 10 of these 41 units that have been, that are occupied right now. And again, this is in southeast Columbus, right off Refugee. A neurosurgeon at Mount Carmel East, you never want to hear this. A neurosurgeon at Mount Carmel East has had his medical license suspended. The Ohio State Medical Board says there is clear and convincing evidence that Dr. Jeffrey Hatef, if he was to continue practicing, it would be a danger to the public. This is a neurosurgeon, guys.
Does it say why he'd be a danger?
Channel 6 has the story on their website. In one case, the board ruled that last July, Hatef performed an unnecessary surgery on a 72-year-old man. It was absolutely unnecessary, and he performed neurosurgery on this guy. Then the board says Hatef performed 2 surgeries on 2 women last fall, both of whom were in their late 70s and both of whom died. Well, the board says in both of these cases, this doctor should have reasonably predicted that these women were too old and too ill to make it through these extensive surgeries. It could have been predicted by maybe someone in medical school that these women wouldn't make it through these surgeries, and he performed them anyway. This is the medical
fragile.
Too fragile.
No way they were going to.
You don't put a 78, 79-year-old woman in ill health through the extensive surgery that he put them through, and they both died. So the board concluded that Dr. Hatef's actions failed to conform to minimal standards of care. So they have suspended his medical license. And those are your 3 things.
How long ago was it? I'm on the Googles here because it wasn't that long ago. Oh yeah, Scotland tried to name the unicorn. Oh, actually, it is the official animal of Scotland.
Unicorn?
The unicorn is the official animal of Scotland.
So you could make it a dragon then. It doesn't have to be a real thing.
Apparently so. And now it has crept its way. Oh, right. It has crept its way over to the United States because California is on the verge of becoming the first state to officially recognize a cryptid as their official animal. Assembly member Chris Rogers has introduced Bill AB 666 to make Bigfoot or Sasquatch, a cryptid is what they're called, the official state animal. Excuse me. Apparently he wants to do so because Rogers District in Northern California there is known for Bigfoot sightings. Yeah. And, it's kind of up towards the Oregon area. Of course, Oregon's very famous for Bigfoot sightings, but that northern part of California.
I'll tell you, there was a picture, and you may have seen it, because it was probably a couple, 3 months ago, that a picture somebody took from a train out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And this thing they took the picture of, it looked like Bigfoot. And if it was somebody in a costume, how the hell they got clear out there where they were, that they would go out there to do that for the train to see him? I mean, it was, it was out in the middle of nothing. Far away from anything.
Are you tiptoeing your way into saying you believe that Bigfoot is out there?
No, I'm just saying that one picture made me think twice. Like, what is that? But I don't think it's like some kind of creature. I think there might be some really hairy dude living out there.
You just think it's a really hairy dude living in the...
I don't know, man.
Disconnected from everything, off the grid.
I don't know, but the picture was pretty cool.
Hasn't shaved in 35 years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like Grizzly Adams.
Right. Well, I mean, I get it. There are hairy men out there.
Yeah,
my father was a very hairy man. He had the back wings of hair.
Yeah, right.
The shoulders full of hair. Like, he was took off his sweater. He was still wearing a sweater. Kind of hairy. But Bigfoot, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Will this bill pass? I don't know. Is California,
that's the type of place to do it.
Yeah. But is that really something? Do we need to introduce a bill and actually spend time on this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying. So we'll let you know if the bill passes or not. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. Feel free to take these with you. Own them. Pretend you've known them all along. Great icebreakers if you're heading out this weekend and you're single and you're looking to chat someone up. You can always start with, hey, did you know that the Murder Accountability Project tracks homicide data nationwide? And they've said that nearly 300,000 people have died in unsolved homicides since 1980. And if you do the math, that averages out to 6,666 people per year. The old 66666.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. You can also tell them, hey, did you know that Friends is the most popular show that people in other countries watch to help themselves learn English?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You want to take a guess at what number 2 is? Number 2 show in America that people watch in other countries to learn English.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll tell you this.
Big Bang Theory. I don't know how to...
No, I'll tell you this. It's older than Friends. And it's animated.
Oh, The Simpsons.
The Simpsons, yeah. Simpsons is number 2. Which would make a lot of sense, considering last time I was in Chinatown in New York City and someone told me to eat their shorts. And I was like, wait a minute.
I wonder what they think I caramba means.
Valid point.
What's that word?
Yeah. Number 3, fancy ketchup is a thing. Fancy ketchup is an actual USDA grade, and it's the highest grade. Ketchups are rated on color, consistency, defects, and flavor. And so, fancy ketchup is a thing. Look, here's the deal.
It's like prime beef.
Give me Heinz or give me death.
Yeah, that's what I get, Heinz. Yeah.
That's what everybody gets.
Is there a better one? I mean, if I'm willing to try, if there's I don't know what would make a better.
No,
there's definitely worse.
Oh, absolutely.
Packets, ketchup packets.
If you put a bottle of Hunt's in front of me, I'm leaving your party. I'm gone. I am out of the barbecue.
Noted.
Just tell me. If you can't afford Heinz, I'll bring the Heinz. It's fine. But do not put Hunt's in front of me.
I've said for the fries, I must have Heinz, and for your burger, I must have lettuce, tomato, plain, individually wrapped American cheese, and mayonnaise.
Same exact order.
No, I know you said this. I'm saying if you're coming to my house, I need to make sure I have
those are the things you need to have. Yes, absolutely.
I need to have this for your burger.
Yes.
I remember.
Wow. 3 weeks in and you know my burger
lettuce,
order.
Tomato, American cheese, and mayonnaise.
There you
burger.
go. I love it. This is pretty interesting. Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name was Moon.
Oh, you can't make that up.
You can't make that up at all.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And finally, the first candy produced by a machine was one of the worst ever. Necco wafers.
Oh, Kelly likes those.
Really?
Kelly likes all that old, weird candy, man. You have to bring this up with her Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, ask her the kind of candy she likes. She likes that old school stuff that you buy at the hardware store.
Does she keep unwrapped individual Werther's butterscotch candies in her pocket?
Maybe.
A guy named Oliver Chase made them with a lozenge cutting machine in 1847. And I think the original Necco wafers from 1847 are still around.
Right.
Learning some stuff on a Friday morning. It's 99.7 The Blitz.